Welcome to my top 10 most anticipated comics for April 9th, 2025. Guys, I'm Mike Spiderslayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content, and if you like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy, you came to the right place. So, you know what? Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Guys, also, if you want to become a member of my YouTube channel, super easy. Just go ahead onto my home screen, hit that join button, and as low as 99 cents, right? You become a member. You can get early access to my videos. You can get stickers. You can get badges, just flexing how long you've been a member of the channel for. And of course, it's much appreciated whether you're a member or not. Just thank you so much for watching and commenting. All right, so the book that's on the hot seat this week winds up going to Phantom Road. This is issue 11. That's right, guys. It's back. It's taken quite a while for this book to actually come out. And we get the continuation of it. It's just this weird book about these this trucker and this female have come across this artifact that became that they found out was an egg, and it hatched, and now like the FBI is after this thing. Where did our main characters go? I don't know, but it took forever for this issue to come out, so we'll see where it goes, if I will continue it or not, and if the story continues to be intriguing. This book is 32 pages, $4. Next is the book that's on the rise, and this one goes to Star Wars Jedi Knights. This is issue 2. The first issue was surprising. We got the cast of characters from the prequel movies, and of course, Yoda's in there. Who doesn't like Yoda? And by the time you got to the end of the last issue, you wind up seeing maybe things to come when it comes to this series, right? And Obi-Wan Kenobi's in this book, so there's a lot of things that have going for this title. Let's hope it continues to develop and continue to improve. This might be the only Star Wars book I might be reading besides that Darth Vader book right now. This one is 32 pages and it's $4. Coming in at number 10, and this is a solid book. Don't let it being number 10 be a bad book. This was Aquaman. This is issue 4. Now, this book is interesting. You got Jeremy Adams writing. We got all these different things going on with like the red, the blue. You got the freaking green in here. We got Aquaman being kidnapped by maybe like his former lover or Superman's former lover, and very interesting. And they were like constructing this weapon. There's just like all kinds of crazy stuff in here. This definitely has me intrigued. I'm not normally an Aquaman fan, but I'm gonna keep going on with it. And so this one is 32 pages and this one is $4. All right, coming in at number 9, we have The Moon is Following Us, issue 8. This is just an interesting series, right? Where these parents by the name of Sam and Duncan are trying to save their daughter, who's basically in a dream state, like coma, and they've gone to this fantasy land, and things have not been the way that it seemed, and now they're using Penny's nightmares to try to save her, and it looks like just really things turned for the dark side in this comic, and in fact it had to do with Duncan and his past, and it's a very serious matter when you got to the end of that last issue, and I'm very intrigued where they're going to go with this one, because I'm sure it wasn't an easy thing to read. So this one is 32 pages, $4. Coming in at number 8, we have the always entertaining Spawn issue 363. We've gotten to see the Spawns get their powers back. Nyx is the one that's in control of hell right now. And we're going to get to see what armies are appearing and what's stopping Spawn, and just it's always a fun book to read. There's always lots of action. My only issue with it is sometimes the pacing when it comes to the story arcs, but I always love looking at this. It's a visual masterpiece, 24 pages, and it's only $3 still. I don't know how much longer that's going to last. Coming in at number 7, this book was fun. I think it's written by Colin Bunn who wrote this? Yeah. This is Jump Scare. This is issue 2. So this book has about a female who loved horror movies, and then some crazy scary entity took her over as I think she was being mugged or something happened in it. And now she has the powers to think of any horror movie power, and she can acquire this power and take on her enemies. So if it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and she thought about it, Chainsaw would appear and she can slice and dice people's, heads off and all kinds of crazy stuff. Dude, totally insane. And this girl comes from a family that's like, all about church and just like very, just well-rounded Christians, and just like they come from a good place, and then she loves all this horror, bloody, demonic stuff. Really great book, man. 32 pages, $4. All right, coming in at number 6, we have Green Lantern Corps. This is issue 3. I still think the Green Lantern Corps ties in real heavily with the Green Lantern series, and I think as time goes along, this book is going to kind of differentiate itself a little bit here, but it's fun to get to see all the different casts of characters and what's happening. The last one had to do a lot with, I think it was Hawkgirl was in that book, and they found this crazy resource in Hawkgirl's planet, and now they have to acquire it. Like, what are they going to do with it, right? Just wild stuff, man. I did like the book. Looking forward to it. 32 pages, $4. Coming in at number 5, we have the Ultimates, issue 11. This book is usually higher on the list, but once I get every video I talk about where there's Thor or Loki or everything else, like, I like the characters, but they're not my favorite characters. And this one really focuses on the whole Asgard thing. Now, not to say that it's going to be bad, it's just I'm not as excited about it. And for the way that Thor was written in earlier issues of the Ultimates, I really enjoyed them. So hopefully this one surprises me once again. Overall, the Ultimates is such a fun series. Coming in at number 4, we have Absolute Batman. This is issue 7. We're starting a new story arc here. This is a wonderful book. And we get introduced to the Joker and Mr. Freeze. So that's all you have to say about this one to sell it. I know people are going to be going after this one just because it's all about the Joker, man. And I think Absolute Batman is just a fun book. Try not to compare it to the main universe Batman. This is something different, okay? 32 pages, $5. Coming in at number 3, and it's not number 1, and it's The Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue 1. Listen, I am highly anticipating a Spider-Man comic just like anyone else, but based off of what we've already gotten from Joe Kelly in his first story, even though it was the last run, I'm a little bit hesitant about this run. I'm not gonna lie, right? But based off of the preview pages, the artwork looks pretty good. Now, we're not always going to get the main artist on here. You're still going to get some John Romita Jr., which is going to bring this series down. But this book is definitely focused around some of Spider-Man's main villains, and it's starting off with the Rhino. So we'll see what it has to offer. Here we go, guys. Legacy numbering 965. We're counting down to 1,000. 40 pages. And this is $6. There's a wraparound cover here. Coming in at number 2, we have Geiger. This is issue 13. This book is much more established in that Amazing Spider-Man book, so that's why it gets number 2. And I love this series. We're starting off the second year of this run. We've learned so much about Tyreek and the other cast of characters. We're learning more about the glowing woman by the name of Ashley Arden, and she might not be so good as we think, right? Or she might not be able to control her powers like we think. Who knows? Maybe she's actually using Tyreek to cure her ability. I don't know. I'm just saying here. Nevertheless, the book is absolutely phenomenal. The artwork is so well done. 32 pages, $4. All right, guys, so after number 1, we are not done, as we do have some noteworthy comic books to talk about, because remember, these are my top 10 most anticipated, and I need to let you know some other books that are coming out. And my number 1, just like every month it comes out, is Transformers. This is issue 19. But this is the one that you're going to want to read, because what happened to Megatron? That's what this book is about here, and you're going to want to know that. He hasn't been in this series the entire time until just at the end of the last issue. We got to see a free comic book day book about what happened with Megatron in a battle and whatnot, but this is the first time he is in this series, and we're gonna learn about him. I am so excited about this. 32 pages, $4. Here we are. We're at time of the video where we got to the Noteworthy comics. We're gonna kick it off with Marvel Comics. And like usual, we have the Uncanny X-Men issue 13, where Gail Simone is so focused on these flippin' outlier characters that she really doesn't want to write X-Men. That's just the way I feel about it. Gail Simone, if you want to write about these characters, please write your own book with the outliers in it. Give me somebody else then that's going to write the Uncanny X-Men. That's just my personal opinion. If you like these characters, totally fine, but there's too many characters in this book and not everyone can shine. The next book we're talking about is Daredevil. This is issue 20. Don't read this book, haven't read it since issue 2. Then we have the continuation of The Incredible Hulk. This is issue 24. Dropped off of this just because of the inconsistency and the storytelling is so dragged out. Yeah, that's why I had to drop it. Then we have Storm issue 7, which is a freaking fantastic book. Just can't put it on my most anticipated yet because we got to see where the story is going after the whole One World Under Doom and you know, her acquiring these cosmic like powers. Then we have Phoenix. This is issue 7, followed by Laura Kinney Wolverine issue 5. Then we have a facsimile book that's getting ready to come out, and this is Star Wars. This is issue 1. Then we move on to DC Comics. We have Batman Robin issue 20, which is a solid read. And then we have Batman Dark Patterns, which a lot of you guys are really enjoying. So I'm glad you're enjoying that one. This is issue 5. Then we have DC vs. Vampires World War V. This is issue 8. How is this book still going on, man? Are you guys reading this? Let me know if you're not or if you are, because I don't know anybody who is talking about this. Then we have a new number 1. We have Fire and Ice When Hell Freezes Over issue 1. So we get the return of these characters. And then we have another facsimile edition from DC. This is Superman issue 233, the facsimile edition. So there you have that. Then we move on to the indie comics. We got G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. This is Jinx issue 1. Then we have Vatican City. This is issue 1. And then for the Adventure Time fans, we have Adventure Time issue 1. Then we have Red Sonja versus the Army of Darkness. This is issue 1. We have the continuation of Flash Gordon. This is issue 3. So a lot of new number 1s there for the indie comic scene. And there you guys have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated comics and noteworthy comics for April 9th, 2025. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, remember to give this video a like. And of course, if you love the content, I'll leave you more content right here. Support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always remember, guys, read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. Guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.